Hello everybody and welcome to your 10 minutes of Eve. I am Casuality and today I want to finish my little mining series. Last time we touched ice mining, which is a little bit special compared to normal ore mining and which is an Omega exclusive activity. Today we are going to look at gas mining, which is a career path open to both alphas and omegas, with a little difference in efficiency, of course, but generally it is a perfectly viable option to go gas mining as an alpha. And if you're willing to take a little risk, it can be very profitable. Let's take a look at what is required from a hardware point of view, and this is very simple. In this case, you need gas cloud harvester modules, which require turret hardpoints, much like mining lasers, and this effectively means that no mining barge, no exhumer can gas mine because they don't have turret hardpoints, and the same is true for the porpoise, for the orca, and even for the rorqual. So none of the advanced mining ships can actually gas mine, with the exception of the expedition frigates. But let's take a look at those last. First of all, as I said, you need turret hardpoints to fit gas cloud harvesters, and the Venture has 2 hardpoints and therefore can fit these modules. The gas cloud harvester skill is a level 1 skill, so it trains pretty fast. It has only mining 4 as requirements, which you will train sooner or later anyway if you're interested in mining, so no big deal. It's not exactly cheap, just the opposite. It's very expensive. But on the other hand, it gives you access to a rather unique type of resources. I don't think that gas clouds are just as contested as others, and this has several reasons which I will explain in a minute. As the skill description reads, you need 1 level for every gas miner you want to fit. So with level 2 in gas mining open to alpha clones, you can perfectly fit out your Venture. Level 5 is only required if you want to use the Tech 2 variant of the harvesters, which is therefore an Omega clone item, and this is the difference in efficiency, because the base mining modules have a yield of 10 cubic meters and the Tech 2 variants double of that, 20. And as you can see, I also have 20, but this results from the mining bonus of the Venture, which increases your yield by 5% per level. So I have level 4, which gives me the respective increase. And you also have, no, that was the wrong bonus, the 100% yield bonus. That's what increases the yield, and this so this is built in every Venture, even with mining frigate level 1, and with mining level frigate 4 I get 20% reduction in gas cloud harvesting duration, and this reduces my cycle time from 30 seconds to 24. Of course, everything is better with the Tech 2 variant, but Other than that, it's perfectly fine to mine gas as an alpha in the venture. As you can see, there is no low slot module which improves gas cloud harvesters, therefore you can use it for something else, for example in this case a warp core stabilizer, if you want to mine in more dangerous space. You can also see that I have a core probe launcher and a scan rangefinding array fitted, as well as 2 small gravity capacitor upgrades which improve scanning strength. And the reason for that is that you cannot simply find gas clouds in normal space. They are cosmic signatures which need to be scanned down. And to further complicate things, you cannot find gas clouds in every type of space. I will quickly switch over to the EVE Wiki, EVE University Wiki. As you can see, there are different types of gas, and you can find them only in very specific regions. For example, you will find lime gas clouds only in derelict and in catch, so empire regions and null sec regions. And this is because there are 2 types of gas of each of those variants. So for example, there is mycoserotine in the lime variant, lime mycoserotine, and there's lime cytoserotine. Lime cytoserotine is more valuable and more rare, and you can only find it in low and null sec, and mycoserotine is less valuable and you will find it also in high sec, but only in the region of derelict. In each of the empire region there is 1 hotspot. Constellation, for example in the Forge, it's the constellation of Mivora, which I have highlighted here, which is completely low sec, and there's always guaranteed to be 1 gas cloud site active. So once one is completely harvested, a new one will spawn, and in the rest of the Forge there is a chance that there will be gas around, but it's not for certain where you will find it. So generally gas is hard to locate, and the value of the gas differs. You can say that every mycoserotine is less valuable than every cytoserotine, no matter whether you harvest the amber, the lime, or the azure, or whatever variant. The reason for that is simple, because you need mycoserotine and cytoserotine to create boosters, combat boosters. Let's look them up in the market. Here, for example, this is the booster slot here, and they come in different strengths and values. The most simple one are the synth boosters, which have no negative side effects, but also have the least boosting effects, and then increases up to the strong boosters. I think they are the most powerful ones, and mycoserotine is only needed for the synth boosters, and for all the rest you need cytoserotine in different amounts and together with other stuff. Booster production is a separate in its own type of industry production. So this explains why gas mining may not be the most liked, and therefore also not the most competitive profession, but it is definitely viable. And with a venture with built-in warp core strength of 2 and 1 additional warp core stabilizer, it's also very viable to go into low sec or maybe even null sec to look out for valuable gas. It's also possible to use expedition frigates. And here especially the Prospect excels because it gets gas cloud harvesting bonuses, and it can also fit a covered ops cloaking device, which makes traveling to the gas hotspots much safer. The only problem is that gas cloud harvesters have a range of only 1,500 meters, so you have to be very close to the gas deposits, and this will deactivate your cloak. So while you are mining and you cannot easily turn on your cloak if you are surprised by an enemy, so you would have to very quickly bring some distance between you and the gas reservoir before you can activate your cloak. You must be at least 2,500 meters away from the gas to cloak up. But this is Omega stuff anyway, as is the Prospect herself. And last but not least, there's also one more variant of gas. You can find it here in the gas cloud materials under manufacture and research. And as you see here, you have the booster gas cloud, so you can of course also sell the gas itself just without refining it into boosters if you are not industry inclined. But there are also the fullerenes, which are also gas cloud materials. They come in very different flavors and with very different prices, and those are used for Tech 3 component production, and you can find those only in wormholes. The site I just showed you here on the EVE Wiki, which I will also link in the video description, also gives you information about wormhole gas sites and further links to a more detailed article. The most valuable are only found in the most dangerous wormholes, of course, no surprise there. But I also you can also use this venture to mine in wormholes. You will be able to scan down the wormhole entrances and the sites with this setup. I've already done that, and one cargo hold full of gas will pay for your ship at least once, maybe even twice. But of course, wormhole space is the most dangerous place to mine gas, but it should also be the most profitable. I have not looked at the prices for quite a long time, but it seems that they've seriously dropped since I last looked at them, but that may also be some lack of memory. But presently it seems that the other gases are not traded very much, if at all. And the prices are very strange at the moment, so it's an interesting market at the moment. Okay, but generally you will have to decide, or you should decide before you venture out to do anything, whether the results will be worth your time, and it's no different with gas mining. But this should cover the basics of the topic, and this concludes this little sub-series about mining, and in the next episode we will turn to something else. I would be happy to see you again next time.